They revealed manga rares for Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. I mean, these were already announced a while ago, but we had no idea how exactly they would look like. We had a guess. We had a guess on what these cards would look like, but now we have confirmation. The first 15 manga-style cards have been revealed in the OCG, so let's take a look. Of course, the first time these revealed cards are going to release is in the original artwork collection that I think releases at some point in September. And there were a couple of questions because the cards, you know, they look like this. We're going to take a look at them closer in a second, but how to use a manga style card if its effect text differs or is non-existent. Manga style cards can be used in official duels and are treated as cards with the exact same name as existing cards, so you can include 3 of them in your deck total. Also, they are treated as having the same type, attribute, level, attack, defense, and monster effects as the existing cards. So, what they mean by this is that, for example, this is Blade Knight. This is Blade Knight. And Blade Knight in the manga apparently doesn't have an effect. As you can see, the box is empty. The Insect Queen here, where the effect is on the bottom left, the Blade Knight has nothing. Because apparently Blade Knight in the manga was a vanilla. If now, for whatever reason, you wanted to play Blade Knight in your Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck in 2026, you can play the manga rare Blade Knight. You just have to freaking know what the effect of Blade Knight is, basically, right? That's it. Which I think is fine. Look, people in chat are saying like more confusion for new players. Realistically, most of these cards are not playable anyways. They are just manga cards from over 20 years ago, so most of them are not playable. Realistically, it's not that much different than when, I mean, you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! And your opponent has a card in a language you can't read. It's the same thing. You just have to look it up. I don't think it's a big deal, personally. I don't think it's a big deal. I think this is fine. This is mostly something for collectors. I don't think people are going to play these very often, and even if they are, once in a blue moon, you play against someone with a manga rare that you don't know what the card does, you look it up in Neuron, and everyone is fine, you know? This reminds me of something that we've already talked about in the past when we were thinking about stuff like this. In Magic, they've made like they've made like full art lightning bolts, for example, in Magic that don't have the text on it either. Let me see if I can find an example of this. Yeah, here. Like, even I, as a non-Magic player, I know what friggin' lightning bolt does. So they made like a version like this, and people can play this, and no one cares, dude. Everyone knows lightning bolt is deal 3 damage. So it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. It's fine. So this essentially is just another new rarity for Yu-Gi-Oh! Another new version of a card that you can pull, that people can collect. And I've said this times and times over the course of this year. I'm very happy that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is leaning more in the direction of this kind of stuff. Because I think it's incredibly important for the longevity of Yu-Gi-Oh!, for the quality of Yu-Gi-Oh! Product, and also for the just affordability of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game if you just want to play it. Because the more high rare chase cards there are in Yu-Gi-Oh! Sets, the more easy it is to get the lower rarity cards, because those are not the cards people are looking for anymore. People are opening packs like crazy to get overframes, and that makes lower rarity cards more affordable. I think this is something that we already see in Chaos Origins. I mean, we can take a you take a look at Chaos Origins pricing. I think the most expensive card in the set is, I think, Pot of Sloth. And Pot of Sloth, if it came out like earlier, I think it would have been easily a 70-80 bucks card, because most people are playing it in their side decks. I think it's 40 right now, which still isn't, I'm not saying that's cheap, but it's cheaper than what it would be if we didn't have overframes in the set. Is what I think, because the fact that you can pull Starlight Rare Overflames in the set makes these other cards cheaper. Isn't it the BLS and DMOC Overframe? No, I mean the most expensive, cheapest version of a card, because the fact that the Dark Magician of Black Chaos Ritual Starlight Overframe is like $500 or whatever. Yes, that's the most expensive card you can pull, but you don't need that for a competitive play. If you want to compete in Yu-Gi-Oh, you can just play the Secret Rare version of it, which is like $3, which is awesome, right? And that's exactly what I mean. Like the fact that expensive chase cards exist that you can, but you don't need them for a competitive play is good. So yeah, this the same way I feel about these. Now, personally, we can take a look at these. I'm interested in what you guys think of these, because as someone who, I mean, I don't have a huge connection to the manga of Yu-Gi-Oh. I've watched the anime, and in the anime the cards look different. For me, hold up. For me, the most iconic thing they could have done would have been to make them look like this. I guess would be the one that I find iconic. Something like that, right? Like these ones are the ones that I remember from watching the anime as a kid, right? This is what they looked like when they played with them in the anime. That I think would have been insane. I know they don't look like this in Japan, so I'm wondering if we get them ever in the TCG, if they're gonna do this. So it makes sense, because you guys are saying in Japan they looked like this. Which of course then they're gonna do it like this, but for us they, I think, didn't look like this, so maybe it would be better if they did them like this. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I remember these are nostalgic for me, and I guess these are nostalgic for the people who read the manga in Japanese, right? So it's fine. But I personally, these are to me not as cool as Overframes, is what I'm trying to say. Like this is I think it's cool. They do look cool, but they don't get the same. Ooh, the Blue Eyes is kind of nice. Blue Eyes is kind of nice. What else is there? Blue Eyes White Dragon, Mystical Elf, Baby Dragon. Okay, Guardian of the Fortress. Skull Servant is. I mean, another thing I guess is like, how rare are these gonna be? Is another question. This is Two-Headed King Rex. Ooh, the Sagi is cool. Gaia. Faceless Mage. RP Lady. Hyakuten Megami. Okay, those are the ones they revealed so far. Yeah, I mean, I think this is cool. I personally think it's cool. I think it's less cool than Overframes in terms of news that Yu-Gi-Oh has gotten. Maybe that's why it feels a little bit less impactful, because I think compared to Overframe, this is just kind of like nice, but nothing too crazy. So yeah, I need the Dark Magician. Which one do you think is the coolest? I don't think it's not the Dark Magician. No, I think the Red Eyes is cool. I kind of like this one. I kind of like the Baby Dragon artwork. The Skull Servant is cool. The Rex is cool too. The Sagi might be the coolest. Blue Eyes? Blue Eyes is such an NPC answer, isn't it? Not to make you feel bad or anything. It's okay if you prefer the Blue Eyes, but come on, man. Not the Blue Eyes. I like the Sagi. I like Sagi, and I like the Baby Dragon the most, I think. Well, yeah. I mean, this is something that we're gonna have to wait and see if we get these. Also, do you think the color, is it better if they have color on them, or is it better if they're all black and white? Because on the colored ones, I'm noticing that like it throws me off a little bit that the picture has color and then the rest is completely white, basically. But it is kind of nice. I do think, if I remember correctly, the colored ones are supposed to be the rarer ones, but I'm not sure if that's true. It's just what I remember reading at some point, but maybe I'm misremembering.